What it do, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. We officially live. Uh, like always, as we get this thing started, let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if you can see me, and tap in. Let me know where you tapped in from. All right. And today's stream, there's a few different things that I want to talk about and get off on the agenda. First, shout out to my man Ruben. Shout out to FYL Sports for jumping in right off the bat. And shout out to every one of y'all who watching now, who've already tapped in with the like button. Y'all the real MVPs. Y'all the reason why we trying to go global in this thing. Like Mike's vending. I don't do humans. 59. Yep. Yes, you all good. Appreciate that. Hey, as you come through, please slam the like button. Slam the like. Slam the like. Every like counts, especially at the beginning of these streams as we try to push this thing out to the algorithm. You feel me? And make sure everybody knows. Hit the like as soon as you come in. Soon as you come in. Soon as you come in. Now, it's a few different things that I wanted to talk about on today's stream. And then we might even open this thing up and then have some folks come back in and join the stream as well. Hey, as you come in, hit the like button. I appreciate it. I think in his first 2 minutes, I'm gonna say hit the like button a ton. Hit the like, because it matters. The beginning. All right. Now, last weekend I was out in LA. And I actually got to go be on No Jumper. Shout out to my man Flacco. That was pretty chill. It was a cool experience. So I want to talk about that. During that time out there, I got to pull up on Lavar and them for a second. We sat down and talked for a while. We even shot some content. I really want to go through that, look at some of the comments and reactions to that piece of content that we did, and give y'all some thoughts and opinions and maybe some background on that stuff. I think that there's some stuff going on. We did a video earlier from about my man Ye and Donda Sports and all of that stuff. We'll get into that. Coach Prime, Lavar, we talked about him for a little bit, and so just a bunch of that stuff, man. So we're gonna get into all of that in this stream. Let me know where you tapped in from in the comments section in the live chat. And then also, as you come in, hit the like button. All right. We had 18 concurrent viewers, right? So I love us to be at about 12 likes, and we get the 12 likes for the boy. It'd be much appreciated. All right. So we'll start here. So yeah, man, it was actually pretty chill. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. All right. Last week, I think we was actually on a live stream many moons ago with I think FYF was in the building, a few different other folks, and my man Flacco jumped on, and he was like, "Bruh, you want to come out to No Jumper? You know what I'm saying? And be on the Monday show, you could do it." And I was like, "Yeah, man, let me do that." So I had some what is that? Some frequent flyer miles and some other things, points built up for me to be able to take that trip. So I went out there and we did the No Jumper show. It was really dope, cool little experience. I was trying to see what the whole process was. I really wanted to go because I was thinking like I could, you could learn a little things. Why do people do what they do on the back end and all of that jazz? And so it was cool to see their facility and how all of their stuff set up, man. And it's just nice. It's nice. As you come in, man, let me know in the chat where you tuned in from, and then we're going to do some roll call here in a second and give some shout outs. As you can, hit the like button as well. I see we had about 27 viewers. Let's get it to about, 18 likes. You feel me? That'll be much appreciated. If you in here, just hit the chat. You know what I mean? It helps at the beginning of these streams, making sure people get the info. if you just in here, what we're going to talk about on today's stream, we're going to look at some of the interview footage that we had with Lavar, answer some of the most pressing questions that I saw in the comments section, give y'all some background information on that. If there's some other things that y'all want to talk about around that, we can get into those conversations as well. We're going to talk about Donda sports. We're going to talk a bunch of other things. Right now, this past weekend, or it was this past weekend, I was on No Jumper. And let me pull this off. I was on No Jumper, the Monday show with your boy Poetic Flocko and them. So it was kind of dope. It was a cool experience. Let me see. So I was just talking about how that all got set up and all how that went. But damn, I ain't even, am I on there? Doom doom. The coolest podcast in the world. I don't even see it. I don't know. I'm looking at something wrong recently. Dun. I don't know. I had to find it. I can't find it. All right, but so it was cool. It was a good time. Good time. Let me see, man. Where that boy at? Dang, bruh. Let's see. I don't even see the Monday show on here at all. When is it all gone? Okay, here we go.
Y'all say ain't
the Monday show with the boy AB the Hero. Yeah. Good times. Hit the like button, man. We're trying to get it to 18 likes. 18 likes for the boy. All right, so we got a few folks in here. Like I said, just straight off the bat, my man, first person in the chat here, Ruben H. Shout out to Ruben, man. One of these days, we're gonna get to. I'm gonna link up. We're gonna be able to link up at one of these games or something, and get that stuff underway. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man FYS Sports, one of the hardest workers on YouTube, knowledgeable brother when it comes to the game of sports and basketball and all of that jazz. They always have some great conversation. All right. Hey, you trying to jump on, Ruben? I send you the link. We can start out right there if you want to hop on real quick. All right, bet. AB the Hero, back at it, baby. Yeah. Shout out to Michael Coleman. Appreciate that right there. My man, I Don't Do Humans, tapped in from New York City. All right, let me see. I'm gonna send you. I'll send you the link. Let me see. All right. Let me try. Let me send this to you, man. I'm gonna do okay. Oh no. All right, bet. Flight Sports in the building. I meant the link to No Jumper. Okay, all right, got you. Yeah, I'll put that in the chat right here. It was cool. It was a dope experience. You feel me? All right. Flight Sports in the building. Let me see. Yeah, so the No Jumper thing was dope. If you go through some of their clips, you know what I mean? There's I pulled up in some of the clips as well. It was a cool experience. I will tell you this. I can tell that they pod all of the time, right? And they in and out with it. You know what I mean? We got in there and I was expecting folks to, have a pre-prep meeting. We're gonna sit down, we're gonna go over everything. We about to talk about X, Y, and Z's, finna get real deep and in depth. And folks was like, all right, we starting in 2 minutes. Let's get on here, let's go. Boom. I will say that one of the big mistakes that I made here is if you look at my mic, man, I already don't talk super loud. You feel me? Yeah, run the likes up, family. We live. There we go. Flight, man, if you want to join, definitely let me know, man. I'll send you the link over there so you can pop in and we can talk. You gonna watch this whole episode? No, I'm not gonna watch this. We're not even gonna watch this here. We're gonna watch some other stuff. I just wanted to kind of talk about this experience real quick. But yeah, nah. We're not gonna do it. But the mic was too far from my face and I didn't my volume wasn't loud enough. So I need to go back and you know what I mean, have my volume set up a little bit better so you can hear the boy talking. Now, all right, so let's see. We got a few more folks in the building. We got 48 people, 38 people, 19 likes. Could we get the likes to about cool little 25? And as we get this thing jumped off. Now, the cool thing about this past weekend also was we ended up out in and we flew into Ontario, and which is like the Big Baller Brand warehouse is right there in Ontario, right next to, you're gonna watch this whole episode now. The Big Baller Brand warehouse is right there in Ontario next to next to the airport. So I was staying in Duarte, which is actually halfway between Burbank, where No Jumper is, and then Ontario, where the airport is. So it was actually a cool thing because I was like, damn, man, I'm gonna go on No Jumper. I gotta wear some triple B's. You feel me? I gotta wear some triple B's. We're finna be out here in the city, so we gotta do it right. So I was like, all right, let me hit up folks over at the warehouse. Let's try to get some new gear so we could post up in. So I hit them up and they were like, yeah, bet we're gonna be in there by 9:30, pull up. So I get there about 10 o'clock. So can we get the likes up to about 30 likes, please, for the boys, your main man, AB the Hero. So I hit up Joe, who is one of the dudes who was always behind the scenes, making sure things are running well with the merch, fulfilling orders, all type of stuff, managing the warehouse, all of that jazz. You'll see him in one of the previous videos that I did when I was out in at the warehouse. And so I hit them up, and it was it actually ended up working out pretty well because I was not even anticipating running into Lavar. I was thinking like, yo, I'm gonna pull up real quick, grab some stuff, and then kind of get on the road. However, when I ended up pulling up, I get outside, it's a Bentley outside, and so I'm like, oh shoot, Lavar and them in here. I get in there, and in part of the videos and interviews that I have, he's talking about the future of the brand and getting the right people in place and meeting folks and all of that stuff. And so as I get in there, I walk upstairs, and everybody's sitting around the like conference table, and I'm like, okay, like what's going on? And it's Lavar, Tina, two other guys, and Joe. And Lavar's like, hey, be the hero, come over here, man. Sit next to me. We about to have a business meeting. We got some new sales associates and stuff like that jumping off, and all of this. So this, I say all that to say, this is the openness that you get from Lavar. That's how candid he is when he rock with you like that, right? He's the type who, like, he not really hiding much from you, right? You get into there and he like, yo, sit down right here next to me. Love the Lavar interviews. Please do more. Love hearing him. I will, man. I will, and I'll explain to you why. And so I'm there, and he's like, hey B, where you staying at? And I'm like, oh, I'm staying. He's like, boy, if you ever come to town, you need a place to stay, let me know. You got the extra, the guest house. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the genuineness of Lavar, right? You got the guest house, man. Let me know anytime. Just come over here. And I'm like, all right, bet. So I sit there, and I'm only anticipating being in Ontario for about 30 minutes. I end up being there for about 5-6 hours, right? I end up sitting through this whole entire business meeting and all of that jazz, and listening to kind of some of the direction of the brand and what they're anticipating doing. They talked about the challenges of yesteryear, how they're going to maneuver and make things different, all of that stuff. While y'all in here, please, as you come through, hit the like button. We at 27 likes. Can we get that bad boy to 35 likes? Appreciate it. If you haven't hit it yet, please tap in. So to me, I think like that's just one of the genuine things that I appreciate about Lavar, right? I kind of was feeling, if I'm being honest with you, while I was out there, I was kind of like, like, I I wanted to, you know what I mean? Obviously, if I'm gonna be out that way, it's cool to see what's up with folks. But I didn't want to like make it seem like I wanted to come out here and do a bunch of extra stuff and all that stuff. I really was trying to make this like a cool little business trip. Come out here, hit the podcast, go network around the city and stuff, and then get on the plane and go back. And so as we're sitting there for, you know what I'm saying, after a few hours, I'm chilling. The meeting is over. I got to talk with Tina for a little bit, and then Lavar's like, "Hey, B man, you got your camera with you?" Which I didn't even bring my camera because I wasn't even anticipating none of that stuff. He's like, "You got your camera with you? Let's do some interviews, man. Let's talk, man. I got some stuff to say." And so then I'm like, bet I don't have my camera, but I got my phone. We could do it. So I pulled it out, and then we lined up the interview. And so I say that as well to say, just another thing like that makes to me Lavar so cool is like his thing is, yo, anytime you come out here, let me know. Pull up on me. Pull up at you could come by the crib. You know what I'm saying? We get some sound bites and all of this stuff. So I think that like let me see who was this said. Josh Davis, love the LaVar interview. Please do more. I think that we'll probably end up doing some more. You know what I mean? Just as things are going, we kind of talked about, you know, if they got some stuff dropping they want to share or talk about, you know what I mean? Opening up the platform and letting them be able to do that as they see fit. You know what I mean? So we'll do the things that way. And so what I want to do is we'll tap in with these interviews and we'll do all that stuff. But I want to show y'all this real quick first. Damn, I was so hyped because I ended up getting a pair of these while I was out there. These are the original NB ones. I actually never had a pair of these. I almost got I should have just got them. When they first dropped, they had the all black ones and the all white ones. But I was like, damn, I really wanted the cotton candy joints or something like that, or one of the other colorways. And the NB ones at the time were selling out. So they didn't have a lot of large sizes. So even these, I ended up getting these. These are like an 8.5. And if you go and look online, and I guess basically what they were saying was they have more of these 8.5 sneakers and smaller sizes in the NB ones, the original joints, just because those got manufactured later. So if you remember in the JBA, a lot of dudes wore the kicks, and a lot of people ended up buying a lot of the 12s, right? Because they, you know, you selling these to basketball players, so they still sitting on like a treasure trove of these original NB1s in like smaller sizes. So I think, you know, I got to sign these 12. By the time he get a little older, I might even just throw him on these, let him have them, or you know what I mean. Maybe they'll just sit on the shelf back here for. Also, these came in. The new NBO2 joints. I'm saying, and I will say, I got the original ones in these. So far, I like the original ones better. Even just the way that they fit, feel, all of that stuff. For some reason, those just feel better. All right, so I had to show y'all that because that's deep right there. All right, now what I want to do is let's get into this interview. But before we do that, let me get some more shout outs, man. Who all in the building? All right. My man Flight Sports say, run the likes up, family. We live. Run the likes up, man. Run the likes up. You're going to watch the whole. All right. Great content, best BBB news reporter. Appreciate that. You know, I think it's so interesting because I don't really see what we doing as reporting news, right? To me, it's just commentary. One of the things that I always tell people, and I feel like this is the thing. I'm a huge advocate for this internet game, right? And to me, I think like you have to find a space or things that you actually care about and create a platform and talk about it, share your opinions, thoughts, and ideas. And if you're going to find yourself in situations where you're going to be talking about it anyway or be interested, you might as well create some content, try to generate a bit of revenue or anything experience off of that. So I think that that's where I feel like we fall more into, where this never has been like a thing where I'm like, man, I'm gonna be a reporter or a journalist, anything. It's just always been like, there are things that I'm interested in, and how do you create a platform to talk about those things? And that's what this is. All right, love the Lavar interviews. Please do more. Like I said, I believe we're gonna have more coming. We're gonna have more coming. It should be dope. These Lavar interviews are classic. Yeah, man. I think we got some really good content, some really dope sound bites from him. He always on that. No ZO2s. I do got ZO2s. The ZO2s are on that side. I got the old pairs, new pairs, all of that stuff. Yeah, we about to watch it right now. Let's watch it. All right. I'm trying to wait and make sure we got everybody in here who tapped in. But let's get into it. All right. Let's do this. I want to watch them video by video. All right. Because then I want to react to some of the comments as well. So that's why we're going to do the videos and not the full interview. All right, let's do this. I believe Lavar Ball fans says fans only watch Hornets to see LiAngelo and LaMelo play. All right, let's get into it. As we watch this, let me know in the live if you got any questions or comments. You know what I'm saying? Throw them in there if you agree or disagree what he's saying, and we'll get into it. All right, let's do it.
Good.
Hold on a second. There we go. All right.
We're here with my man, the man, the myth, the legend, Lavar Ball.
All right, so I ain't gonna stop it too much, but I will. But so LaVar Ball, that's a joke, because whenever they was in Lithuania, that's what they referred to him as. LaVar Ballis. Ballis. All right. All right, here we go.
Yes, indeed. I'm back, my
Yes,
man. AD the Hero's
indeed.
back in the game, man. Every time he touched down in Cali, you know, you got to come see the big baller, man. We do our thing. So we just going to chop it up for a minute, let y'all know what's going down.
Straight up, man. Straight up, man. I feel like there's a lot happening in the ballerverse right now. You know, with the boys and all different situations. I seen Jello is officially about to jump back in with the Swarm.
Right, Swarm, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sure.
But see, I look at it like this, man. If you got one ball boy, what makes you think two ain't gonna be better? Come on, you do the math. The ball boys is good for business. I don't care what you say. Whether
Yeah.
they play or not. They on that bench, whatever they doing, if they in the building, they good for business.
All right, so here's my first stop. And to me, this was important. This was important information, because one of the biggest things, I guess, that I felt like would be interesting to know is LaVar's take on, you know, they could literally get Jello on the squad, but he might be 15, 16 person on the bench. And so in the preseason, that was part of the conversation, where it was like, people were counting where LiAngelo, there's 20 people on the roster. Is he the 16 person, 15 person? Is he the woo? Where does he sit at? And so I was wanting to see if in LaVar's mind there was this ideal of if he so I thought this was interesting, because to me it was sounding like he's saying it don't matter, play or no play, signing that NBA contract is a big deal. You know what I mean? And it's just good for business. So I think taking the ideal of like, yo, just sign him to the team and then figure it out from there, to me sounded like what I thought he was going with there. And I was like, okay, I see where you at. I see where you at. Also, as we go, man, as you come in, hit the like button. Let's get this thing to 40 likes for the boy.
And people got to realize that. I'm trying to be a bully or nothing like that, but it is what it is. They've been entertainers ever since they've been born. And that's how this thing go. And they all cut from the same cloth. So don't be trying to judge me, be like, this one better than that, this one better than that, this one. Nah, they great together. That's how I made them play together. Not by no solo scene.
So I think that is, there we go again. I can tell that there are things where my man Lavar is always tapped into the baller verse, where he says this ideal that people have of who is the best, which one is this, which one is this, and he's saying, nah, it's straight up, let them play together, they better that way, you know what I mean? Like it, and it's the promotion of the all three of them constantly, and not ever just the singular promotion of one, you know what I mean? I think that that's what tripped people up. All right.
So that's why I say, AB, you come down here and you get the real deal on how this thing. And I'm going to break it down to people again so you can go back and do this. Alonzo the best. Jello got the potential to be the best, so he's the biggest and the strongest. And every league get bigger and stronger.
All right, so here's the conversation. I'm gonna back this up. All right, let me see. Let me make sure I'm engaging with y'all in the chat here. Do you think Jello gonna make it to the NBA? I think it's a good possibility that it'll happen, right? The trajectory of what he's doing right now, continuing to extend his career, playing again and playing again and playing again, he's set up for that, right? For most people, if you're a basketball player, you want to play in the NBA, the thing for you is like, yo, let me get into the G League, let me get on the court, and let me show y'all what I can do. And so, to me, I think if LiAngelo can get on the G League court and show what he can do, it's an easy opportunity. It's a layup for him to then make the NBA. All right. Showing love, keep going. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right. Respect the positivity. You always keep ignoring the hateful narratives. Yeah, because to me, a lot of I feel like I'm open to having a good discussion, but I think a lot of the hateful narratives are, it's just hate, and it's not really a genuine discussion about anything, right? So if I'm not one to say like I don't think something is right or something is wrong or something shouldn't be done better, but I think like a lot of the conversation is just not it's not realistic. It's not true, but that's not realistic. What's not realistic, Breakheart? Amen. Go give a like to the live. Warriors also played good together. See what that means. See what it means. So I see what it means. Facts. Yeah. Warriors play like a team, and that is the catalyst of their success. Let's
Melo's
keep going.
going to be the best on he getting all. I'm going to break it down to people again. Say,
All right, here we
come
go.
down here and you get the real deal on how this thing. And I'm going to break it down to people again so you can go back and do this. Alonzo the best. Jello got the potential to be the best, so he's the biggest and the strongest. And every league get bigger and stronger. Melo's going to be the best on he getting all this stuff ahead. The people that Lonzo played against at 16 is different than the people Melo played against at 16. Melo coming into the league on a team that's not that good, so he get to do everything. Ain't no stars. Lonzo come in, any team he came in as first, a star was already there, trying to be a star. Just like the Bulls. Everybody, oh, you got Zach LaVine, you got Vujicic. Lonzo ain't nothing. Okay, now we're going to rewind. Why everybody saying now, oh, they need Lonzo? We told you that from day one. He make everybody around him better. So when he get healthy, what you think he going to do? You're already doing something, you good. This to show you? I'm going to keep it real with you. Now tell me, has ESPN ever did this? How you put a game out there?
We'll pause it here. All right. So let's say saying one is better doesn't mean you're against them. We got to turn off the emotions and bias because we love the Ball family as a whole. But calling the spade a spade off of what we've actually seen. And I agree with you. I think it's sports, right? Part of the narrative of sports is comparison. Part of the not even just narrative, but part of the love, the emotion that we have. Part of the reason why we always tap in is because there's this through line, this storyline that starts from one generation and continues to the next generation, the next generation, the next generation, right? It's the evolution of the game. If it's like pickleball is a game that started to like recently, it just became really popular, all right? And so the difference between a game that started right now becomes popular is the history behind it is not there. So you have people who are going to play it this way, and in 5 years they're going to play it a different way, and you're going to compare that, and people are going to say, I remember when in my generation. So to me, it's a similar vibe when you start comparing players. I don't think that it's hating to or it's a bad thing to say, man, I think LaMelo plays better than Lonzo or Jello plays better than them. I think that there are folks who hear that narrative and then take it as like it's a shot or something like you can't say. And I go back to what I said earlier about why I don't think that what I do here is like news reporting or journalism or anything. It's barbershop talk. This shit that I would be interested in, it's things that I'm passionate about that I talk about often, that shows up in these videos, and that's a conversation that I would entertain with my brother or my cousin. Which one you think is better? And to me, it's a better conversation if you have some interesting takes on why which one is better than the other one. And so I think that that's where Lavar is smart, because he is never in a situation where he's down in one of them to he's never in a situation where he is, let me say, disregarding one of the brothers because they're not at where the other one is. You know what I'm saying? So I think like for most people, you want to say LaMelo just went to the All-Star game. LaMelo is this. So the conversation around Lonzo and LiAngelo don't need to be had anymore because obviously it's LaMelo. And I think that where LaVar is challenging that narrative is looking at the details, looking at it a bit deeper. Here is what I'm seeing over the course of their lives, right? So for us, it's like, this is what you did last season. And for him, it's like, here's what I'm seeing over the course of their lives. And to me, that's what makes that conversation interesting is, once again, it's the evolution of the game. It's comparing 4 years ago to 2 years ago to present day to then projecting that into the future. All right, so is LaVar mad with LaMelo? No, I don't think so. Not even a little bit. Even just talking with him, like I said, I was there for a long time. If you find out that actually Lonzo's birthday was a day or so ago, but LaVar's birthday was Sunday, I believe it was. And even that, he's just talking about how him and LaMelo talked and stuff on his birthday. Every time that I've ever been there, there's been a time where LaVar is either hyping LaMelo up or talking about a conversation he had with LaMelo or on FaceTime with LaMelo. Like, I think that there's this narrative that LaMelo and LaVar don't talk to each other. They don't like, and that could not be far from the truth. Could not be farther from the truth. I think that they are in constant communication, via text, via FaceTime, all of that stuff. I don't think that he's mad with LaMelo. I think I wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, we watched the show. There are times where, like most fathers, you want to see your kid more. You want them to do this thing. You want them to do that. You want them to do this. And then as your kid becomes their own person, you then have to come to reality with that. You know what I mean? Or not even become their own person, because they're always their own person, but begin to make choices that don't fall exactly in line with what you're doing, what you would want them to do. Like, you have to like come to grips with that. But I don't think that he's mad at LaMelo even in the slightest. Let me see. One more question, and we'll get back into the video here. Hey, LaVar, are you going to be working with HBCUs with your brand and signing student athletes to NIL deals? From what I picked up from what I picked up from many moons ago, I think that that's something that folks are open to for sure, but it's an infrastructure thing, and we'll see that here because he signed that shoe deal. I don't think that he's mad at him because he signed a shoe deal. I think that I I think that here's just something that folks who are in this camp that LaMelo signed the shoe deal and like Lavar is mad at him and all of that stuff. Um, are only looking at it through the lens of you just got some money from that and you're going to be paid and then you're going to do such and such, and it just makes sense to most of us. That makes sense. I have a YouTube channel here, and when you post videos they give you AdSense, right? So in essence the thing that I should be doing is posting videos every day. Like the money is there. Like you should post videos every day. You should be optimizing your channel, should be editing and building it out. And I don't do it because the money ain't there. It is not about the money all of the time. And so I think people don't think like that. They think like, yo, we finna get this billion, we finna get this such and such. But the truth of the matter is, it is about the money, but sometimes it's about how you make the money. That's more important than having X amount of dollars, right? So that's what that is. All right, and let me read one more, then we're gonna get back into the video. This is a long one. Having three of them on the same team, if they all became big superstars, the team would not be able to afford all three. So it's not realistic for them to all be on the same team if we're looking at the future. Here's something that that has been discussed before. The ideal of all three of them being on the team and being big superstars would be that they would not necessarily they would be comfortable taking cuts of pay. So if we see this, Russell, what's his name? James Harden just took a pay cut in order for the 76ers to build itself out. The Ball brothers, if you put them all on the same team, would be comfortable saying, you know what, we're going to go make X amount of dollars off the court. So I would take a pay cut to keep the brothers together. So that's what they would do. That's what makes it realistic, is that you could do that. That's what, I don't know if you remember this, but back in the day when things were first jumping off, the idea was when they were shopping the shoe deal for Lonzo early on. The pitch to shoe brands was, hey, give me $1 billion over 10 years and all three of the boys will come there. You got all three of the boys, $1 billion over 10 years and we'll sign, right? And folks were like, what? $1 billion over three? That's a crazy amount of money. We're not gonna do it. And potentially, you know, we'll see if they should have taken that bag or not. All right. Lavar, AB, the Lavar Arena finished yet? No, it's not. While I was out there this recent time, I guess what came up was the it's what is he saying? Like just construction on all things right now is slowed down just because of the climate of the world right now. But so I think it's not completed yet, and they're building it on a hill. So there's a lot of excavation and a lot of other things that has to happen in order for that to get jumped off. All right, let's get back.
Yeah. Tell me how you put a game out there already scheduled. The Ball boys supposed to be November 2nd, baby. You know it's supposed to be. LaMelo and LiAngelo against Lonzo. Melo hurt. You waved Jello. And Lonzo hurt. Now y'all ain't got no game? Wait, you got Zach LaVine and DeMar and Vujicic. You got Rozier, Hayward. Come on, man. Them Ball boys. You take the game off the air and say, no, we got to put something else in there. That let you know right there. They ain't never did that to what team they ever did that to. The Ball boys ain't playing. Ain't nobody watching that game.
Bum, bum, bum.
But you put it in there, that's the biggest thing on earth. That it is what it is. You get.
And that's a fact. Think about when people talk about the money behind basketball, right? When the business behind having certain players on your team that people want to see, this is where some of that comes in at. Right. Oftentimes we think about it just as ticket sales and putting butts in the seats. But truthfully, it's also about TV deals. who are people going to actually tune in to watch? This is why it behooves you. Russell Westbrook is playing pretty bad right now, by most people's standards, or at least by the clips and the memes and the highlights. But if you're a team that doesn't have any superstars or any players with any notability or name recognition, it makes sense for you to go get a guy like Russell Westbrook, because there's storylines within the NBA that makes sense for you to then play nationally televised games for people to show up. If Russell Westbrook gets traded to the Indiana Pacers, every time the Pacers play the Lakers, folks gonna tune in. Because you're going to see Russ going back at LeBron and AD and all of that stuff. People going to tune in. If he go to the Orlando Magic, people going to tune in every time for these different games. So it just makes sense to get going.
Getting the full scoop right here.
Yeah. I will tell you, I went to I think I texted you about it. I went to the Charlotte game.
Oh, yeah.
And what was interesting, because about the third quarter, I started hearing folks in there, put Jello in, put Jello in. And then so the lady who, let's say, the folks work the stands, right?
Yeah. People that's looking out to the stands, they can't turn around and watch the game.
Can't turn around. Then all of a sudden, Jello going in, the whole arena erupting. The people who ain't turned around the whole game is over their shoulder looking back. You put him in.
Hey, Nisa, that's the real deal. That's what I'm talking about, man.
It's a fact.
That's good.
That's a fact. That's a little story from when I went down to watch them play in Charlotte.
Yeah. It is what it is, man. But they got to learn the hard way. But when it comes to, like I said, all my boys cut from the same cloth, so don't act like they ain't good. Like Jello. So you know what? I'm going to take a couple of days off. They're all good at what they do, but when they all get together, it's going to be
trouble.
It's not ready for the NBA.
I always talk about the most.
All right, damn. Up. Let me get back out here. Let me go back. All right, here we go. All right, so interesting conversation right there. All right. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go through here in the comments and see what people said, and we'll talk about that as well. Because I think what is this hanging from? There was definitely some interesting dialogue happening in the comments on most of these videos. If you ain't here, please slam the like button for the boy. Always appreciate it. All right, let's see. Here's what I want to get into, because I think that this is the good stuff here. All right. All right, let me go here first. All right, let's see. All right, well, Break Harp says, since Kanye been complaining about Adidas, I've been putting out into the universe that he should link with Lavar and take BBB to the next level. That's a fact. That would be crazy. That would be a good idea, though. We might have to. I think it would be. You can go back. You remember Lavar and Kanye linked many moons ago. And the way that they were doing things was this direct to consumer. That was the way they're doing it now. And so that's the way that Ye is trying to get it done now, creating his own manufacturing, all of this stuff. And it makes sense. We'll get into that when we get into the video about the branding and all that stuff. Lakers should sign Jello. To me, it's smart. Well, let me say this. It's smart, but also at the same time, for ticket sales, it would be live. I don't know if Jello want to be in that. The Lakers seem like they got a toxic environment for sure right now. Lavar's right. Looking at the roster, it clearly isn't about winning, so why not put Jello on the team so at least they make money, but they got a roster of people who nobody cares about. It's a fact. Well, here's what Charlotte does that's kind of interesting, right? It makes sense for them to go get a guy like Dennis Smith Jr. because he's from North Carolina. You got the Martin brothers. So they always have people who locally people are invested in. That's one of their strategies there. LiAngelo gives them some credence a little bit more because he is somebody that people care about globally, internationally, nationally, all of that stuff. So it would make sense for them to do that. But they just ain't got into it yet. Let's see. I think last night's game would have been great for LiAngelo to showcase his skills versus the Magic. Facts. It would not help LaMelo. What would not help LaMelo? You gotta let me know. All right, let's get into these comments here. All right, so we just watched a video in which Lavar talks about, you know what I mean, just the journey of LaMelo, LiAngelo, and Lonzo with their respective teams, and then also the impact that they have on a team together, right? All three Ball brothers on the same team. What does that do for your franchise as far as winning games, as far as the business behind the game, all of that stuff? That's what we talked about in this video. Now we're going to come down here and kind of get into some conversation based on things that people said in the comment section. I really pay attention to the Hornets because Jello and LaMelo Ball. That's a fact. That's how most people do. I've told people this all of the time. That's me. I watch a lot of Hornets basketball now, pay attention to it, and we create content around it simply because Jello and LaMelo are on the squad, and really no other reason. Let's see what the replies to this comment says. Same here. I don't know. That's a cookie. We all do. LaMelo came and ignited Miles Bridges to become a better player. And without LaMelo, they're born. LaMelo was a spark of that for that organization. You know what I'm saying? So basically, that's the same thing I would say. You know what I'm saying? It's a fact. That's me as well. All right, AB dropping that fire. We roll. I would never do this normally, right? I ended up rolling out all of these videos at the same time. And normally I would break it up like that and then roll it out over a couple of days. But I was kind of really wanted to test some stuff out. But then also it had been a couple days since I did the interview. So I wanted to just get it out as soon as possible. So I did that as well, right? I didn't want to make people wait day after day after day after day. But I don't know. I think algorithmically it wasn't the best decision to roll them all out within like an hour or so of each other. But I think for the people who care and tap in about with all that stuff, I think they appreciate it. So that's why we kind of did it that way. 100% facts. I'm a Celtics fan, period, but I watched the Bulls and the Hornets and Lakers and New Orleans for them ball boys. All right. That's crazy. They took the game off the air. It's crazy they took. All right, damn, it's a whole. All right, we don't know about all that. They took the game off the air because they knew we wouldn't watch that without the bros. Everybody think it's just preference to have them together, but he can't say it loud enough. It's chemistry. He's been coaching, training, dietitian, mentor, parent, etc. To them half of their lives and built them to play with each other's strengths and weaknesses. They improved his efficiency at high school level. Now there's all grown men and more developed. That's a fact. And here's one of the things that I think that I believe I would say is that LaVar doesn't get enough credit for is, you know what I mean, this part here, the training, the whole thing, right? A lot of folks will say, man, that's just a dad being a dad. And it's not, bro. I got a dad. I love him to death, right? It's been about 6-7 times throughout the course of my athletic days where I can say we went out in the yard and put hella work in or what. And my dad is a great dad. So this is definitely above and beyond on that. But I do think one of the things that's interesting and positive that he made a decision to do is when they got to the high school level, he didn't work his way in there and take over the high school team, right? And become the coach. So I coach you in AAU, I coach you here, I coach you here. Now let me continue to coach you. I think that part of the reason why those boys play so well, no matter where they go or what team they're with or you know what I mean, they're consistently trying to develop is because they had different coaches growing up, right? So you find a balance of how do you listen to your dad on the side and continue to grow there, but then also how do you find the balance of now I'm listening to another coach and taking information there. Because if you really think about it, there's not many times you've heard one of the Ball brothers say something negative about their coach, right? Really respectful when it comes to that. Respect the scoop, AB. All right. Westbrook laying bricks in LA, but Jello can't even get a bench warmer spot. Sad times, bro. That's a fact of Mundo. He's all about his bag. Facts. I don't watch the games when they ain't playing, but when they are, I'm there for it. For real, for real. Let's get it. Damn, they took the game off the air. Laughing my so Break Harper in the chat right now and in the comment section. The GOAT Kanye over there crying about Adidas. I've been in Clubhouse all day saying he should get with another genius and Lavar and show the world that BBB is the future of what America looks like. Cut out the middleman and get with the big baller brand. Damn, that's a bar. That's a fact. You on to something. You are on to something. It would be amazing and worth it just for the fact that it would break the internet and the free advertising. Then it would get some of my money because for sure I would buy their collab product. That's a fact. I would tap in with it as well. Here's something that I think that this is a part that I missed on because we would have definitely talked about this while I was out there, but the news of Adidas and all of them pulling away from him came out prior or post me having the interview with him. So let's say I did the interview with him Monday morning, and then that evening, like by the time I got to the No Jumper show, that's when they were like, yo, Adidas just dropped yay and all that stuff. Let's see. I get what LaVar's saying, and I understand what he's saying. Even though I necessarily don't agree with him, he was speaking from a supportive follower's perspective and a viewpoint rather than an actual reality perspective and a viewpoint. And that's what I'm saying. I understand the comment here, right? You're saying like, yo, I get what he's saying, but if from the actual fan of you just watching basketball and accomplishments, you would gravitate towards saying like LaMelo is the best, and he's trying to give it down to you of like I said, the evolution and the history of what's happening. This is how rich people talk about their net worth. Just know he's like this, then he got it, yo. They all look alike. They all look like they are going to be injury prone. They have definitely had some consistent issues with the injuries and stuff over their career. I'm hoping that they kind of get into that Steph Curry bag where Steph early on had a few different injuries, ankles, this and that. And then all of a sudden he kind of got it taken care of and it's been past him. And we've probably pretty much seen him consistently since then. All right, here's the next video. All right, and this is one I want to talk about because I'm excited about this one. This is we kind of get into what is the future of the Big Baller brand, right? I changed the title on this video a few different times just to see what would work best for the algorithm. Small little secret. LaVar breakdown how BBB is different from Puma, Nike, and other sportswear brands. All right, so we're gonna get into that one here. Let me tap in with y'all quickly in the on what folks saying in the comments. On the live stream. All right, let's see. All right, Lakers supposed to be building up with the new younger talent with players like Shareef O'Neal, Scottie Pippen Jr. Now we just started hearing that Jello joined that circle. Might as well. I'm interested to see how Shareef O'Neal continues to develop because I feel like for most people, they were not expecting him to make the jump to the NBA as soon as he did. You know what I mean? And so it's dope that he found a home with the Los Angeles Lakers in their system. But I think even from watching just a little bit in the preseason, I think like a lot of other players, this is one thing I said about LiAngelo. I think that sometimes you just need the reps on the court. You had Shareef O'Neal, who I believe sat out a season going into UCLA, then went to another school and then such and such and such. So he just needs some time. Do you think the Lakers would have been better off now if they had kept Lonzo? I think the Lakers feel like they would be better off now if they kept Lonzo, for sure. I think that there's a few moves that they've made over the past couple of years that they're like, yo, we fumbled the bag. We definitely shouldn't have done that one. And the Lonzo Ball decision was 100% one of those. They had the young core that they were building with at that time was something special. And I think a lot of those guys have went on to play for other teams and have had some success as well. YouTube tripping, didn't send me the notification. YouTube, come on, man, get right, YouTube. Get right. I think LaMelo, Thor. All right, let's see. I think LaMelo, Thor would be a great combo. Thor is very athletic, and if he can contribute to play aggressive, they could complement each other very well. I think so too, man. I think there's something about these NBA teams when you can 24. Oh, that would be a good idea. There's something about these NBA teams where you, what is the word I'm looking for? Like when you can build, when you can develop talent, when you can bring them up together, right? They just end up being, you end up having longevity and you end up having like a better run consistently, right? So even if you're one of these teams who don't win the championship, you at least get to compete for it every year when you building up guys together. That's what you saw in Portland. You saw CJ and Dame build together. You saw think about that young Thunder team when they had Russell, James Harden, Durant. If they could have kept that core and built that thing together, it would be something special. As an organization, I know they feel like they fumbled the bag, eventually letting all of those guys go. And so I think the LaMelo and Thor conversation makes sense because you have young guys who can build with each other. One of the reasons why I feel like LeVar is always saying like, yo, the brothers just need to play together because the chemistry that they have. So the more time that you have these guys playing with each other, the more times you get to replicate that chemistry. And it would be amazing to have Thor be one of those, right? Because you got 3 Ball brothers and you're going to have 2 other guys out there if you get them all on the same team. Why not have it be Thor and look like Nick Richards is the other one? You know what I'm saying? That would be special. But it's just dad being a dad if you're a dad was serious athlete. But is it a dad being a dad if your dad was a serious athlete? I believe this is talking about when we got to the portion of the video where I was saying like, you know, like some people just give you credit, just like, hey, it's a dad being a dad, you know what I mean? But so I feel what you're saying, right? It's one of those things where oftentimes we play to our strengths, right? So while you might have a dad who is not a serious athlete and it's going out of the way for them to really double down, triple down, teach themselves sports and all of that because they want to uplift your passion. But if you're a serious athlete and the dad already, and that's things that you're in and you're just passing that or instilling it into your kid, is it as, you know what I mean? So I get what you're saying. Things are relative. It is about perspective. But I don't know. It's hard to call it. Yes, man. I'm so glad you said that. I want to do a video about this. I'm waiting. I need to tap in on. I'm waiting till their first game, and then so we can look at it and kind of talk about that. And that's kind of what I'm waiting on. I feel like there's this thing that happened a few different times when my man hit the ranks. So we talked about it last year when he was in San Francisco. And I was like, bro, let me know. And then he got on there and they was like, yo. And then eventually he ended up moving on to another squad. So I don't know. I just feel like I'll be putting too much pressure sometimes when I'm like hyping it up, like, oh, the boy did he such all of the time. And then it's like, I don't know. I just don't want to create that environment when it's not necessarily. But shout out to my man Curtis Hollis, who is the third player from LeVar Ball's Junior Basketball Association to be affiliated with the NBA. He's playing in the G League for the Detroit G League team, which is dope. Another thing is that one of his close childhood friends is Cade Cunningham. So there's some connection there. So that bodes well for him as he tries to, you know what I mean, take things to the next level. All right. In a way, I feel the NBA style of play doesn't fit the Ball brothers because these players now have a low ball IQ, low as watching those G League players looked like watching the junior varsity squad. Dun dun dun. You speaking. I do think I see what you're saying. It is one of those vibes where it's like, what's really going on here? When you watch a lot of those guys, it's so hard, and this is also probably why you hear a lot of the talk about international players, and how they are growing and becoming more and more the best players in the game because they play with a higher IQ of ball. And I think the other big issue a lot of times with these developmental leagues in the NBA is it's a selfish space, man. It's a spot where people go to change their lives, of not only their lives but their families' lives. And so with that, you feel like, yo, I'm taking advantage of this opportunity no matter what. And sometimes the IQ goes out the window. You should stream old videos live 24/7. I don't know. We might have to do that. That's a good idea. We might have to mess around and try that. Just do a daily stream. And then I'll pop in and out of here throughout the day. Rookie of the year will be fun race this year. Some outliers cropping up. Facts. Yeah. One of the things that I have always wanted to do on this channel, never did, and I said always, I'm lying. Ever since when LaMelo was in the rookie year race, one of the things that I found fun was doing like these updates on that rookie of the year tier ladder. And so I wanted to keep that going even past and just really diving into these rookies and hearing their stories and kind of building with them throughout the years. Fire. Hollis gets busy. That's a fact of Mundo, man. Curtis Hollis definitely gets busy. All right. All right, let's get back into this video here. Let me get that out of here. All right. So this next video here is the one where we start to talk about Lavar and what's happening next with the brand. Right? What's going on? What are we seeing from the brand? How are they changing things? How have they learned from the past? What's new? All of that stuff. Let's get into it. We'll watch this. As we watch the video, tap in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. And what I think we'll do this time is watch this all the way through, and then I'll double back and then we'll talk about the comments from this live stream, and then we'll go through the comments of the video. But before we do that, man, shout out to my man Hoop Jargon. Salute. My man Hoop Jargon. All right, this is always the funny thing about YouTube, right? Is so we dropped a Lavar video. My man Hoop Jargon did an excellent breakdown in a like response, you know what I mean, thought piece. And his thought piece is better than the actual interview. So shout out to you, man. Talented brother, man. Talented, man. If you haven't checked his stuff out yet, you behind. So jump in there. All right, let's get into it.
Can you give us on the brand?
The brand is moving in a whole different direction, which is upward. So when I put the right people around me, certain things are going. I'm planting a lot of seeds right now. I ain't gonna let too many folks know on what's going on, but when it happens, it's gonna explode like that. But I guarantee you, the merch that we have coming out, the different show that we're gonna have a different show. But we're just lining up everything right now. And like I said, when we water this thing, all them seeds is gonna be planted. So AB, you gonna be the first to know, man. When this stuff is done, you're gonna have to unleash it, let them know, like, dude, I told y'all what was gonna happen with this Triple B's. I'm telling you, it's gonna be the biggest thing ever. And folks keep thinking I'm playing, but our quality of the merch that we have now is on a whole different level.
Yeah.
The fact that we make it from the ground up. We don't go to a sweatshirt shop and be like, hey, put triple B's on these sweatshirts. No, we make it from the sleeve to the length that we wanted, the fabric that we want, from the ground up. That's why when folks see these prices and all this stuff, they be like, oh no, till you get it and you see the quality of it. I got something coming out on my damn.
All right, so let's see this. So obviously in this first portion of the video, we have him kind of talking a lot about the new trajectory, right? Obviously the brand was always on the way up, but now it's even different because it's on the way up. All right, but to me it's interesting, right? Because I feel like when you go back to where the brand started, right? The thing that was the biggest selling point behind the Big Baller brand initially was the brand of it, right? The vibe, the feeling, the word I'm trying to get is escaping me right now, but it was the mystique of it. It was the movement, the culture that it was brewing, and all of this stuff. And it was the ideal of big baller, right? You ain't a big baller if you don't have it. The price tag jumped out at people. It was $500 for the Zoes, and people was like, "Damn, Lavar is crazy, crazy, crazy," and people kept building on that and building on that and building on it. And that's what people flock to it, right? Is this ideal of like the shoes is $500, the shirts is $60. You probably, if you can't afford the shoes, at least you're gonna get a hoodie and a shirt. At least you could tap in at the arena and go see them and all of that stuff. And so the culture around it to me was really big and was really important and was a selling factor really early on. I think that now the new trajectory is so different because with the culture being the driving force of sales and notoriety early on, I think, let me get over here and share this out. And so with the culture being the driving force of sales and notoriety early on, I think that it created a demand that it was hard to meet when you started looking at trying to move product. So you just need to get product so you can sell it. The culture, the vibe, everybody wants it. How do you meet that? And so I think that the quality, the customer relations, all of these things that became a hurdle for them, right? It is now being ironed out a bit more. The trajectory is changing because now it's a more so about how do we create a product that is at a price point as opposed to how do we leverage the culture, or how do we leverage what people are, how they feel about our brand and just the ideals around it into making money. But now how do we give people a product that they want to buy, that they want to wear, that they want to interact with, and then build off that way. So I think that that's the shift in the difference between then and now when it comes to the legacy of the brand. And so I'm here for that because I can tell you there is a big difference in quality between even what they do here and just to be a direct comparison, Puma. Like, I can tell you, let me show y'all something real quick. All right. Give me a second. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me show y'all something. Here's what I want to show you. And this is when this quality, all the quality like it's not good. And let me show you something. Let me show you something. Shout out to my man Nico Savage. Here's what I'll show you. For example, it's not the original The original NB1s, right? NB1s, big baller brand, gold box, black box, gold letter, and all that stuff. Whatever. Here, look at this little pull out. You come in here, look at your shoe in a dust bag here. Shoe comes like that in the dust bag. Then you get in here, and the inside of the box is velvet. The inside of the box has like I don't know if that's actual velvet, but that's like a layer of felt or something right here. The quality in which they were trying to give folks is on another level, right? This is just the box, right? The packaging is there. Like, this is what I'm saying. If you would listen, this is sturdy. Like, you could, I don't know. It's not a regular ass box. It ain't a regular thing. Now, and no shade or nothing, because I do think it's there. But if you go here, this is a cool ass box as well. But it's just different. It's different. It's regular ass cardboard. This shit is about here. They put this in here. All of that jazz. It's just another level. I don't know. That's what I mean. When I think that they start talking about the quality and the presentations, it's there. It's so nice. We go over here in the Alonzo joints. This is real leather on these hoes. These are the ones I just got when I was out there. You got the I don't know. This is the suede or whatever, the new buck or what. I don't know the materials. Let me see. But the shit is just nice. I got these the other day. The gum bottom sole, the such and such. I don't know. It got a genuine stamp. It say genuine leather stamped on here. That to me, the quality is just there. I do like these shoes here. When we get into the LaMelos here, I think it's a good shoe. I feel like I don't know. I tried these on once. I haven't really wore these yet, but all the way here, you know what I'm saying? I think I wore these and all that stuff. This one is I like these solid shoe. They look really cool. Anytime you wear them, people be like, "Damn, what are those?" Here go the original ZO2s, super lightweight. I ain't wore these in a minute. I used to wear them all the time when we were traveling and stuff. I don't know. I say all that to say quality has always been A1. And the price point has been wild, but for most people, but the quality has been there, especially when it comes to the higher end products. Like I said, the difference was how do you get people entered into the brand? How do you get people interested on the front end and you give them t-shirts and hoodies and all of that stuff? And when there's a great demand, you need stuff fast, you go get the t-shirt and hoodie from the t-shirt and hoodie company. They put the logo, you partner and all that stuff and all that jazz. The new trajectory seems to be, how do we cut and sew this? How do we build it from the ground up? And to me, that's a big deal. I have the ZO2s too, never worn them. I had them and I ended up, I was going to put a pair up on ice, but because we were doing all that traveling and stuff, and when I was with them doing that, I used to wear them because, you know what I'm saying, kind of like, not necessarily had to, but it just felt like the right thing to do. All right. So, but I had two of the original ZO2s and I wish I would have, I got the Laker colorway and I wish I would have put them on ice. But so, here go the original one here. All right, so let's get back into the video. I had to take that quick commercial break and show y'all that. All right. I don't know why this thing ain't doing this sometimes.
On my damn big baller brand, what you call it, Instagram. I want y'all to look at the sweatsuits. I'm up at this event in Vegas, and I'm standing with these guys with Nike suits on, with Ralph Lauren suits on, and them standing next to me make it look like night and day. We're gonna have it on that Instagram. Folks gonna be able to look at it. Just tell me what you think about it. It's like our sweatsuits, they can't compare. We don't have no stitching on the sweatsuit. We got a leather patch. Who got a leather patch on their sweatsuit? Triple B.
All right, here we go. Let me pull this up here because it's when I was there, like I said, we talked for a while. He had mentioned it, and then he brought this back up in the interview. So, and they hadn't even posted this yet, so it was just kind of like we're about to post it. All right, but here, this is what he was saying. So if you look at these two sweatsuits here, you got my man here in this Nike sweatsuit. You know what I mean? It's cool. It's white. It's got the Nike check. And then you see Lavar in his polar ice sweatsuit. And then it's like, wait a minute. All right. It looks different. It looks more premium. It looks like, yo, you cop this here. You probably spent some money. It's Nike or whatever, but then this shit look like you know what I mean? Who is that? Where'd you get that from? Same thing. This was one he's talking about. This is like a Ralph Lauren sweatsuit, and this is that same polar ice thing. And it just looks cooler. You know what I'm saying? I'm obviously my man here killing y'all with the Jordan 11s, the Concours and all of that stuff. So you know he ain't playing. But then you see this one over here and you like, oh, wait a minute. Something special. So that was that, man. I thought it was interesting thing to notice, right? Because I feel like like I said, I was talking to them and that's something that came up. It's like, yo, wait till you see this picture we finna post. And it got these and I here's something about me. I think it's so interesting, and that is not. I would say it's probably even unique to me. I don't think a lot of people do this stuff, but I get excited when I see people excited about the shit that they are passionate about, right? So to me, it was cool to see him be so pumped about like, yo, when I saw them suits versus our suits, I was like, yo, they ain't even on our level. To me, that got me excited. But that happens to me about all of the time. Even people, I'll be watching folks on YouTube and they be having their accomplishments and hitting stuff, and I know they be hype about it, and I be like, yeah, I'll be hype for them, man, which is wild. Let me see.
And like I said, I'm not Nike, I'm not Adidas, I'm not Under Armour. I'm Triple B's, which is a premium athletic wear. Let them battle down here with their little stuff. Our stuff up here. So if you want a better quality, look better, the material's better, get that Triple B's. I guarantee you it's the best sweatsuit in the game, best sweatshirts in the game. My slides, they're $200 for a reason. Ain't no other slides like it. The comfortable, it's not as comfortable as ours. Our stuff grip. You can walk in water with them and don't worry about slipping. You ain't gonna buy no Gucci sliders made out of rubber and you walk in the water and 2 days later been in the sun and one size is this size and the other size that size. They shrink. Ain't no shrinking. You jump in the ocean with mine and get out and be good. But when you have the best quality of stuff,
Slides is fire.
some people second guess it. It's like, oh man, no, that's not Gucci or Louis Vuitton. It's what you expect when you have a high-end brand. We are a high-end brand. So guess what? The quality is going to be unreal. You can say what you want because you can't buy them or you won't buy them. Get them and see. I bet you change your tune.
Here's something I will tell you, right? And for me, like most people, like I am a supporter of the big Triple B's, right? When things are in my price point and they feel like, yo, that's dope, I cop. You know what I'm saying? Like I end up buying some stuff. They hook your boy up every now and again with some jazz, but for a lot of the times I end up just liking something, so then I support that way as well, right? Because you can ask for free shit, but then sometimes you got to support with your own money and dollars as well. Just like that's true support. So one of the things that I always found myself being like, oh no, is when you get into the prices is like earlier we talked about the thing that makes them so dope is the culture, the vibe, and the story around what they have going, right? The thing that's interesting to me is that they have what I would consider to be an aspirational story, right? What does that mean? Right? Most of the folks who tap in and really appreciate the brand, it's because the story behind it. You watch this guy, Lavar, his 3 sons, you see them climb up the ranks and kind of achieve some things that would be considered the American dream, right? So within that, a lot of times the fan base is people who are aspiring, right? Not necessarily the folks who are at a point where they're acquiring things. They're people who are aspiring. And so sometimes if you are dealing with a fan base who aspiring to be something, right? They like to watch you. You then have to you end up getting in a situation in which your price points have to work for the people who are aspiring to be what you to have what you have, which sometimes is a bit lower. So when you have them who like their price points are aspirational as well, like it's hard for people to support with their dollars. They only can support with their time and attention. You know what I mean? And so so to me, I feel like I be like, man, sometimes you gotta, and I think that they are doing a good job of mapping out how do you have this aspirational things that are super high quality that people who have the bag and are ready to acquire can do, but then how do you have pieces that people who are still aspiring can kind of get in with y'all. And so I think that that's there. However, I was just listening to this clip recently where this dude was talking about LVMH, right? This is Louis Vuitton, such and such. And the guy who owns that, I think his name is Bernard Arnault or something like that. And one of the things that they were talking about is how he became the richest man in the world recently because of these luxury goods. So as people got money, right, over the pandemic and all of that stuff, they started pouring their money into these aspirational items. And so his net worth shot up, the brands that they had shot up, people wanted to buy things, they are aspiring and all that stuff, and they went and bought it. So I do think that this is a great market to be in, because as you build the fan base and as people begin to grow and they acquire wealth and they acquire better jobs, promotions, such and such and such and such, find themselves in better situations, then they begin to start spending money with you. And then so I don't know. So I say all that to say it's a wide variety of things that they could be doing here, and I don't know. It's interesting to see. So let's get back into it.
But with our t-shirts, we got heavier ones, we got lightweight ones, man. We got better material. It's on a whole different level, and that's what we've been doing. Where the guys who was trying to roll with us in the beginning and trying to bootleg our stuff and selling it all on eBay and all this stuff. Some of the old merch they done stole from our warehouse. Everybody know about that. They trying to sell at a lower price. Hey, sell it until you can't sell it no more. Because anybody, if you don't get nothing from Big Baller Brand Inc.com, you're getting some fraud stuff. Don't worry about it. That old stuff is old. Don't worry about it. But our stuff, all new. All new. And if you want the new stuff, you come to that, like I said, BigBallerBrandInc.com and get you some real stuff.
Bars. So one of the big things that was a conversation a while back is whenever the split happened, they had a bunch of stuff in the warehouse, and before they could shut it down and lock people out, people started stealing stuff, and then they started selling that on the internet. And so initially it was kind of a controversial situation, because then it was framed as like they split it, you know what I mean? Like it was an amicable kind of split, and not so much a you can, you know what I mean, y'all do y'all thing. Then it kind of came out like, oh, actually these were some goods that were you know what I mean, taken from the warehouse and all that stuff. And then I think too, this is another thing to the genius of Lavar and them, is as he talks about, you know what I mean, building up new stuff and trying things differently. The part of what he's doing is even the logos and the way that they are branding the t-shirts now are different than some of the old stuff. So there was one way that they did it, and then now there's another way that they're kind of doing it as well. So you'll see that. All right, let's get into this one.
The thing that
all right, so in this clip, all right, sorry man, I forgot. We're supposed to go into the comments.
What update?
All right. Let me look at here. Let me go through here. Let me see what y'all got in the comment section for the boy. All right. So shout out to my man Hoop Jargon again. All right. He said he started laughing. Um, nice showing up from time to time will let you get clips and short news updates for regular posts. That's late night NBA TV crowd out here, and we love reruns. Yeah. That's a good idea. You're a walking hardwood classic, folks. We do definitely got a ton of pieces of videos that we could run for sure. All right, I'm buying video clips of LaVar off that one site. I'm gonna have him big up BBB directly to my little brother. Ah, that's dope. That's dope. What is it called? I can't remember, but I know what you're talking about. I can't remember what it is, but it's dope, and that's cool that he does that. I think one of the things that makes LaVar unique as well is, and you hear him talk about it all the time, the accessibility that he has to folks who are fans and rock with what they got going. Cameo, that's it. Yeah. Is the accessibility, so you could do that and get a message for your little brother. There's not a lot of CEOs of companies or clothing brands and all of that stuff that you could just pull up on and talk with and meet and shake hands with the people and all that stuff. And that's something that he does, and people really like him for. And that's also what will keep them around for a really long time. People really try and dull the quality like it's not good, and I never understood that. Oh, we talked about that one. Jello had an open scrimmage today. I did see that, man. I need to try to find some clips. Let's get an upset versus the Warriors. Facts. That's dope. That's a dope poncho. Thank you. The presentation of the boxes are definitely good. Straight up. Anyone got any footage of the Jello scrimmage? No, but I'm gonna try to find some here in a little bit. I've had ZO2s too, never worn. LaVar just needs to go ahead and start a podcast. I think that he actually did talk about that. On one of the video that I did a while back, that was part of it where he was saying like, yo, we have he got the studio and all that if he ever ready to do it. I think the thing with these podcasts and creating this content online is you just really got to be passionate about it at times, right? There's a level of consistency that you have to have, and you got to like do some research and things you want to talk about and all of this stuff. And if you're not ready to do that, like you can put something out and people will tap in just because it's you, but you will see the fluctuation of viewership of people who are, you know what I mean, in and all that stuff over time. Yep, Cameo. All right. So we watched that video. Let's get into the comments here. My man Hoop Jargon, who was also in the chat live, is also in the comments of the video. So appreciate that. Gotta admit, had these slides over a year. The most comfortable stuff I own. I wear these slides everywhere. Facts. AB and BBB, great combination. Hold up, AB, you dropping too many videos for me to watch. And this was a fact. This is what I was saying earlier. Is I dropped all of the videos at one time. I shouldn't have done that. Next time I won't do that. I'm sorry. I had to make y'all wait. We need to get Kanye on board. Break Harp and all of the videos with the same one. We need to get Kanye on board with BBB since Adidas tripping. Cut out the middleman and get with the big baller brand. AB, the new stuff coming out is tight as hell. Wait till you see that new jacket. Ruben H also in the live stream and on the comment section. Facts. I wonder. I remember you mentioned this to me before, man. I want to see which one because I saw some of the new stuff a while back that I thought was hard. The thing is, as soon as you release these industries and manufacturers will distribute it similarly. When ZO2 came out, Nike step up in similar ways the next year. Facts. They always do that. I like the new direction of BBB. Focus more on being premier high quality brand because you can't out cheap Nike and Adidas. You cannot. You have to offer an alternative with the quality and style. The Gorilla Suit was the first step. Facts. I hear nothing about reality show. He said that from the jump. He said that once the reality show hits and you see some of the new things that they got going, it's going to catapult the brand a little bit further. My man Fahara Vision in here all day. I don't know what this one here is. F out of here, manga. Front of the world while you stood there and watched, baby. Let me see. Was LaVar right to tear down his youngest son in front of the world while you stood? Here's the funny thing about this, right? Is this this makes no sense, right? This to me is one of these takes that people have that like on the surface, right? You would on the surface, right? You would I could hear what you're saying, right? If you had no other context, right? If you never met LaVar Ball, if you never seen him and LaMelo interact, if you never did a bunch of these other things and you saw him describe who he thinks is the best brother, then like I could see maybe where you could put that together. I could see how if you I don't know, I really can't, because I don't even think he said nothing to tear LaMelo down at all. What I can tell you is that I would ask you this: if you heard, I don't think that when LaVar talks about LaMelo, when LaVar talks about LaMelo, I don't think that there's nothing that he says about the boys and how they play basketball that they haven't heard their whole entire life. Facts. I don't think that there's nothing about LaVar Jello is my middle child. I will tell you this. I watch Deion Sanders, right? You can go to Deion Sanders his Instagram, and he does child rankings all of the time. His son, his oldest brother, he'll tell his daughter, you fell off the rankings. You're number 5 on my list. He'll say to the oldest one, you moved up. You called me on my birthday. You came by here to my, you came by, all of this stuff all of the time. It's part of what they do. It's the ranking, and you could go through and they do it all of the time. It's part of their dynamic. So him saying LaMelo will be the best eventually because he played versus different competition, versus LiAngelo, who has the potential to be the best because he's the biggest and the strongest. It's not slighting your child. It's just speaking from what you think is experience. It's speaking the way that y'all speak to each other. I think that there's this contingent of folks who like just don't like LaVar, and so for them, you want to make everything about something that it's not about. And my man say, AB, do you speak to your child like that? Like what? Here's what I'll tell you. My son plays karate, right? Not plays karate, does karate, fights. And after every time, what I do is I go through what you could have done better. Bro, you gotta move. You gotta move. If you don't do this, you're gonna get knocked out. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this. With reading, bro, you gotta read. You gotta do this. There are things that I tell my son and make him do on a daily basis, and he hates it. He hate it. He hate it. I be like, bro, you cannot play these video games in my house all day unless and you're if you're going to do that, you gotta like live stream it, record it, learn how to edit the videos. You gotta do that. And he hate it. He just want to chill and sit around and do something. And I'm always talking to him and motivating him in that way. It's just a fact. That's just the way if you're a dad, things operate sometimes. You have to say things that motivate your kids in a way, and most of y'all probably don't get that. All right, here we go. No, be real. You downplay the Puma deal. Let me see this. All right. Nobody. I think this is another thing that I feel like it's a. This is a take that I hear from time to time from folks who like just don't like something. So then you're trying to find something to like, not like. All right. Here's what to me, and this is the thing that I always say about the Puma deal is everybody in the whole planet understands why LaMelo got to deal with Puma, right? Or took the deal. The money, the bag is big. But let me show you something here. Let me pull up over here. Let's go. I probably think you could just type in Melo, actually. Look at this. And here's something that I feel like most people don't want to acknowledge in themselves, right? You can go to LaMelo's page, and this is how much LaMelo is like that hype on the Puma deal. There's nothing on here about the Puma deal. Everything on here is either LaFrance pay partnerships with things that he like owns stake in, or like this here, just getting paid. All of this stuff. Even you go here and you look at his last post here as he's walking into the arena, and it's just him walking into the arena. The first person to post here is LaFrance, him. You get all of this stuff. So I don't know. That's my point, is I think that most people read into that. My only thing with the Puma deal, and this is what I would say too, I think people miss, is if I'm LaMelo Ball and I'm watching the Puma stuff and I'm watching what's happening with the Big Baller brand, here's what I have learned, right? I've learned that there is a bag that I just got off there's a bag that I just got from Puma, right? And I'm happy with, if I'm LaMelo Ball, right? $100 million in a private jet. That's what we hear. That's the conversation. So if that's me, I'm hype and I'm excited about it. And let me get mine right here. I'm hype. I'm excited about it. I got the $100 million. I got the private jet and all of that jazz, right? I'm pumped. I'm with it. However, what I'm realizing is when it comes to the marketing, right? We can go over here and we type in, let's go Puma hoops, right? I'm LaMelo Ball. I'm a professional athlete. I have my own money contract. You hear LaMelo talk about he ain't never even spent the NBA money. He just spent an endorsement deal money. All right. You realize this. LaMelo, Puma is promoting your sneaker with this TikTok. I'm thinking to myself, I could do this. As far as the marketing goes, this is not even LaMelo Ball. I don't even have to be there. I could go get a gym and get a photographer, and we could take this picture and I could market this myself. I could save some money. I don't know what the back end or the budget is, but I could do that. Here's a shot of the sneaker here. I could repost this. That's what I'm thinking. If I'm LaMelo, that's what I'm thinking as I see the partnership, right? What we understand and you begin to learn is that the real power between a Puma and some of these other brands, you look at Kanye West and his situation, the real power that they have is infrastructure and distribution, right? You go partner with people. People were messing with, people liked Adidas a little bit, right? But what took Adidas to the next level was the partnership with Kanye West. Their evaluation and then their share of the sneaker market went up because of their partnership with Kanye West. So what you begin to realize, and the thing that Kanye was begging for was infrastructure, distribution. Help me create this stuff. Help me do this stuff. Help me do this. How do you scale all of these things? And now, post a couple years of Kanye being with them, he realizes the deal wasn't that good. I got the infrastructure, but they just took my designs, they took my ideas, and they made quadruple the money that I made. Yes, I got a bag, billionaire, big time, right? So if I'm LaMelo and I'm watching the landscape of all of this, I'm over here at Puma Hoops, I'm seeing how they market and things, and then I go over here and I listen to these interviews from LeVar. Let's just say that LaMelo has never seen the Big Baller Brand warehouse or is unaware of all of the things that they're moving. And you start to hear the conversation about the infrastructure that's being built, and you look at it and say, it's not the marketing. It's not like they spending $1 billion budget on commercials. We can go over here to Puma Hoops and we can let's go to Nike basketball. Let's go to Nike basketball. It's not like this. Look at this here. You got this LeBron James ad here with Father Time, and they got what's his name, Samoa, whatever his thing is, and him and LeBron are shooting this. And to be even real with you, this is at LeBron house. So LeBron realized, we could say this bag and just do it at my crib. You see that this marketing promotion here is another level, right? You got RJ, you got. There's another level of it. If I'm LaMelo Ball, I'm realizing that this is not the level that Puma Hoops is marketing the sneaker. And this is LeBron James. This is the greatest basketball player, arguably, in the history of basketball. And when he drops Jason Momoa, that's right. And when he drops a sneaker, what they do is they promote it like it's like you never heard of LeBron at all. You go to LeBron's page and you see them. LeBron, look at this. Yeah. Watch this here. LeBron just in Nike. Let's go to LeBron page. This is the stuff that I feel like people be trying to overlook sometimes when everybody's speculating and trying to figure what's going on in the world, right? You go here and you see you got LeBron posting his sneakers here, hyping them up. You got obviously the Bronny and all that stuff. You got the commercials here. Beats by Dre, Bronny. They just shooting all of the stuff at their house at this point. Bronny signs to Nike. They just hype. They hype. It's a lot of hype here. Nobody buying them ugly LeBrons. Dun dun dun. That's a fact of Mundo as well. But you see him trying to adjust his sneaker styling as well, because normally he had a high top with all of the extra stuff on it in tech, and they really dumbed his sneaker down, trying to make it a more palatable sneaker for most people to want to wear, because it is a fact that most people be like, bro, like LeBron making like really basketball shoes, and you can't wear them all the time. So that's what you're seeing with these new sneakers. I say all this to say, part of the thing that I'm saying, and I think that people are realizing, is that if LaMelo Ball, given his popularity, given his play on the court, given his notoriety, connected with anybody who said, bro, we have infrastructure, here's some ownership, all you got to do is be you and we'll sell the sneakers, right? I think that he would say, you know what? Hey, let's turn up. The calculations are there, right? When you sell a sneaker from Puma or whatever, you could definitely have a partnership like Ye and get the royalties. And then the thing that Ye does is he has so many different iterations of designs, right? And colorways for each design. So you end up selling so many sneakers where it just ends up being a lot of money to make on the other end. But what we see traditionally from these athletes is you come out with one silhouette a year, and then you get a colorway to go with that silhouette. And as you do that, right, you sell the different colorways through and you end up making some strong money. But where the brand comes in at, you look at Puma Hoops, is they going to sell you this LaMelo. They going to sell you this sneaker here. You're going to get this sneaker here. You're going to get this sneaker here. You're going to get this sneaker here. And what you end up doing by being a LaMelo Ball on a Puma or being associated with one of these brands is you raise the value of all of the brands. That's part of what Kanye's issue was with Adidas. Let me break this down here for y'all. Where he says, yo, y'all raped and stole my designs. All right. You go through here and you see a shoe released from Adidas that looks like a Yeezy, right? So you can't buy the Yeezy because they sold out. But man, maybe you could buy that other sandal that does that. That's where the bread comes in. Now, when you look at a big baller brand, here's why I think that you get a good idea, is because if you're a LaMelo Ball, Jello and a LiAngelo, and you all are people who realize that there's some incentive for you. Let me pop off here for a second. Let me show you this. Here's the thing that makes sense as far as building your own, right? And not just simply like, okay, here's the all right, look at this. You go through here. now you start skewing differently, right? Here's a conversation that most people not gonna have with you about this. You start skewing differently, right? So now you have these different shoes here that you can sell, and there's a different iterations of them, different colorways, right? That's how folks make money. You get the slides here, that's how people make money. You get the different sneakers, you get the LiAngelos, the Zoes, and the Jellos, right? Now you're not just selling one sneaker per year, you're selling a bunch of different sneakers. Now, we did see Puma try to do this with LaMelo, where they then start release trying to hit the casual sneaker and all of that stuff, but it's the same thing. You're not going to you don't see them promoting the sneakers at the same rate, right? So you just simply, you could be doing the same thing and then get, I don't know. It's a whole thing. To me, it is something that should not be as complicated for people to understand, but for some reason it is. That's the beauty of being a part of your own footwear company, right? So to me, I would not be surprised if at some point, if you saw LaMelo, either one, start his own sneaker company, right? His own, like, obviously he has LaFrance. He has LaFrance, in which he sells his own clothes, and these are clothes that you see him wear all of the time, right? And in interviews, at post game, all of that stuff. He loves his own brand and is a supporter of it at any cost. He will be rocking the LaFrance gear. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw him pop out with some LaFrance sneakers after the Puma deal. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw him come back to the Big Baller brand or some iteration of it and then jump out some other things. That's the difference, right? It's not hating on the Puma deal. It's realizing how they're leveraging your likeness to sell things. That's my point. All right, let me do this. I think we wrapped up the last video we were on. We'll have to double back. There's this one here where he starts talking about with Coach Prime and all that stuff, and maybe we'll get into that one again. But I want to read through some of these comments here, and then we gotta jump out of here for a second. We got some like Halloween parties and stuff to go to tonight. Me and my lady. All right, let me do this here. All right. We already talked about that one. Part of what they do, I never hear Dion put his boys against each other. I never heard him put his boys against each other either, except for you can't go to their page, and there definitely are rankings and stuff like that. Y'all don't even know how to be good parents, criticizing great parents, stay in your lane. Big facts. That's your timestamp, Noah. All right. The MBO2 shoes are whack, so the Puma deal needs help now. Dun dun dun. I can't say that they whack. They to me they actually cool so far. Puma threatening Hornets ankles. Oh, that's cold. Let's see, 125-meter target at the time. The next bag is double that this summer. 125-meter target. You got to break that down for me. LaVar said as soon as Puma done with LaMelo, he's still BBB. Never understood why they think it's division. I never understood that either, man. I think that, well, I do understand. When the initial split happened with the Big Baller brand, and then people and LaVar was about to let it go, and then he was trying to get people back on board. People are still really caught in that moment and in that hype, and then they feel like that something that happened 3-4 years ago, damn, has it been that long, is still implicating and impacting them today, and they still like are beefing or something, and it's not that deep. It's not that deep. BBB bag is bag after some other stuff. Become the brand they have to show, and they show up forever in what you want to wear. You know what I'm saying? It's all in distribution now. That's what I'm saying. It's all in the distribution. LeBron shooting with LeBron. Yep, at his crib. Nobody buying on LeBron's. Bronny signing to Nike is next level fatherhood too. That's what I'm saying. The LeBron. Here's the thing that'll be interesting about the LeBron Nike thing, and the LeBron Nike thing is a great. LeBron's deal with Nike and their relationship. All right, let me say this. LeBron's relationship with Nike speaks to the power of having the right influencer be partner with your brand. Because like we talked about, most people don't wear the LeBron sneakers, right? The LeBron sneakers are for basketball. Like if you don't play basketball, like you're probably not rocking the LeBrons. And even with that, LeBron sneakers are for a specific type of basketball player. So unless you're a big dude and you like big, bulky shoes, you're not rocking the LeBron sneaker. However, LeBron's impact on Nike is through his exposure that he gives them as a brand. It's the credence that he gives them as a brand. It's the ideal of like LeBron rocking it and people think he's cool, and you might not be able to get the LeBron sneaker or you might not find interest in it, but there's something cool about being the sponsored athlete of one of the most popular brands, and people trickle down and then support that way. So that's what you get from LeBron. All right, Adidas has no hype vibe now. They don't have the hype vibe. They lost it when they dropped the Ye thing. And Adidas is crazy because they literally are about to try to sell his sneakers without his name on it. Like it just don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. After your junior year in high school, any signing is next level. Melo had a shoe deal at that age and was next level. Facts. Ignore mine. All right, I don't know what you're talking about. All right, damn, here this go. All right, so I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. We did not get through the full gamut of interviews, but we'll do that, man. We'll double back and finish up this live stream at a different time. If you have not hit the like button, go ahead and do that before you get up out of here. It is your main man, AB the Hero. We are out. Peace out, mother sucker. Peace out, mother sucker.
Be the hero. No, not peace. Plus one. Triple B's. We out.